So, who am I? Who is this guy, Stuart Comstock-Gay? You got my bio maybe, might have read the press release, so you saw a few things, but of course you never really see quite enough on paper, so I'll just try to give you a little bit more glimpse. I'm a Midwesterner. I was born in Nebraska, and while we left there when I was very young, most of my cousins, aunts, and uncles, they're still farmers out there. We moved east. We went to Ohio, to Cleveland, where we became the East Coasters in our family. Not quite the same East Coast as we're talking about here. When my wife and I started our professional lives, we moved to Washington, D.C., and then to Baltimore. We spent about 15 years in the Mid-Atlantic region, started raising our family there, and it's a place we have always loved. We then moved to New England, where we've been for about 20 years, and now about ready to come back to the Mid-Atlantic. My wife and I met when we were 15, making eyes at each other across the choir room in school, and we have been married for 32 years. We have 3 daughters who are grown, and we are proud of them and would love to talk to you about them anytime you want, but I won't right now. Let me say a few words about professionally, who am I, and how do I think about my work and how I engage with the world. So, at core, the way I see it, everything I've ever done, whether it's voting rights or civil rights or philanthropy, has always been about community and about making sure all people have a place in community and all people have a chance, an opportunity to have their voices heard. Whether it's working with philanthropists as they try to support better daycare programming or better arts programming or better environmental protection programming or whatever it is, but working with philanthropists around their passion, that helps build community. When I'm working with nonprofit organizations and we're partnering to solve some problem and they're getting better and they're doing better service and we're able to do it together, that's building community. When we are trying to get more people at the table when it comes to voting or protect their civil rights, that too is building community, because all of it to me is about really the American dream and everybody's voice being heard and everybody being in this fabulous thing we have here. So my job, my life, my mission is about community. Why then, you might say, what about Delaware was so appealing to you about Delaware? Why did Lucy and I decide this is where we wanted to come? Well, I already talked to you about our real love of the Mid-Atlantic region, but there are some specific things. One, this foundation is well on its way to its next version of itself. That's very exciting to have a board that engaged and passionate about where it wants to go next. I want to be part of that. 2, the kinds of issues that Delaware is looking at are exciting and important issues. Urban issues, rural issues, increasing diversity. The world is changing. The world is becoming more diverse, and we all have to figure out what that looks like in the future. And that's what I want to be part of. In all corners of the state, with all different types of people. I love doing that work, and that's a reason that we want to come to Delaware. As I said to both the board and the staff, we are eager to hear from all of you, whether you're philanthropists or nonprofit leaders or community leaders or professional advisors or whatever your role is, and many of you have multiple roles. We are eager to hear from all of you about your dreams and visions for Delaware, and we can't wait, and I can't wait to become part of that. Let me just say a word or two about community foundations also before I wrap up. I think it's a brilliant idea, these community foundations. First community foundation was founded in Cleveland, my hometown, in 1914. So for over 100 years, there's been this idea of a foundation that is a collection of funds from generous people in a place, all serving that place, whether it's in Cleveland or Vermont or Delaware or Philadelphia or Topeka or Silicon Valley. Community foundations are philanthropists coming together to say, we believe in this place and we want to work together and make a difference. And I love that. And each community foundation is different. Each one has to represent the needs, the passions, the values, the culture, the people of its place. And the story in community foundations is, if you've seen one community foundation, you've seen one community foundation. But they all matter and they're all doing good work. And I can't wait to work with you. I can't wait to come to Delaware, to learn from you, to work with you, and to help build the Delaware of the future that's as good and better than the Delaware of the past and the Delaware of today. Thank you again. I'm so eager to be there, and see you in 2016.